Hey there. Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dawn Del Vecchio coming to you live from Sedona, Arizona on the 2nd of March. And I'm making this video today as part of an ongoing series that I'm going to be doing to support light workers, healers, visionaries, and priestesses as we move more deeply into the times of great change and great awakening. So I was inspired this morning to get started with this particular theme, which I've titled 2020 World Decline or Great Awakening. And it came from one of the people in my community wrote to me about some of the things going on in her life right now. And she said something that really landed for me. And I feel like it's something that many of us are dancing with right now, navigating, handling. So I wanted to share the quote and then address it and see if there's any channeled message as well. So she writes, I feel the weight of the world's decline. I feel the weight of the world's decline. All the shocking and strange things that are happening. It's been terribly draining on my energy. So perhaps you're feeling this way too. I know certainly I can at times feel the weight of the decline. And in my personal life, there are loved ones who I'm seeing starting to drop, starting to fall down, come apart. And if you are familiar with my stuff, if you watch it here on YouTube or on Facebook, you know I talk a lot about the increasing frequencies on the planet and the nature of the change we are going through, that we are being asked to elevate, to upgrade, to awaken. And that means that we have to go inside to clear out tens of years of indoctrination in this lifetime and lifetimes of trauma and drama. We have to do our shadow work and we have to clear the obstructions to love's presence. All of the judgments and all of the fears and all of the secret thoughts that we think no one's hearing us think, all of the fears, all of the low frequency grudges, resentments, opinions, positions that hold others at bay or as wrong, all of the attack thoughts, even to ourselves as well, all of that will take us down. All of the addictions, all of the consumption of mainstream media and the being fed the fear programming and the hate and separation programming, all of it is not a frequency match to the frequencies we are being bombarded with from the sun, from the area of the galaxy we are moving through, and from Mother Gaia herself, whose Schumann resonance we know has increased massively over the last, numerous years. So what's happening is the awakening is at hand. And those of us who are doing our inner work and are learning the true nature of creation and beginning to master or at least work with and discipline our minds to focus not on what we don't want, but on what we do want. Those of us who are doing that work are increasingly getting momentum, getting uplifts, getting activations, getting opportunities, getting to live a life that's more in alignment with our soul's intent and with happiness. Now, it's not all rainbows and unicorns because we are still living and navigating this 3D world. So for many of us, what we're seeing is people falling down around us, stuff happening around us. I mean, look at this whole coronavirus and all of the drama around it. And most of it is, if you look at the numbers, the exaggeration in mainstream consciousness does not equate at all with what's really the real numbers are. But nonetheless, the mainstream media and everything is creating hysteria around it and, enforcing in certain countries to be fumigated or to use things that compromise the immune system, or even the conversations about enforced vaccinations. And this stuff, for those of us in the know, is pretty freaking scary. And it can be terribly draining on our energy, as this one writer put so clearly. So what do? We have to ground down into our spiritual practice. We have to stop, turn, and face whatever fears are arising for us within ourselves. We have to clear our own energy field, our own minds of the obstructions to love's presence, of the low vibrational frequencies of fear, hate, anger, separation, judgment, anxiety, too busy, junk food for the mind, junk food for the body. We have to clear ourselves of these things sufficiently to allow ourselves to rise. This is the key right now. So I feel it's very important that we understand some of what's going on and not get sucked in there. And one of the important factors here is to understand that you, we are eternal divine beings having an experience in form. The death is not real, although it is a transition. And that the psyche, the consciousness we have here, the egoic consciousness, is not the important thing. The eternal witness, the consciousness beyond the egoic identity, like my, identity is Dawn Del Vecchio, that's just a temporary thing. But the me that moves through me beyond and before this persona is eternal. And to fear death is to miss the point and to allow ourselves to be controlled. So, how do we deal with family members dropping around us, suffering, maybe attacking and rejecting us from their lives? Maybe watching them go on a basically slow suicide mission. How do we handle that? We have compassion. We hold the space of love. We turn within and look at, where am I triggered and what needs to be released here so that I'm not in judgment of that person? We extend loving kindness and support as best we can. If they're open to it, if they're not, then we have to honor their no and their boundaries. And we remember that all of this is just one act in a play of eternity. That beyond these egos, beyond these stories, beyond the suffering, beyond the issues and dramas, there's really only one of us here, and that is love. So feeling the weight of the world is understandable, and letting it drain our energy is not in service to shifting the world from a decline into increasing control and an Orwellian state, from that possibility to an unfoldment and a flourishing of a new way of being on this earth that is one that is aligned with love, with lifting as we rise, with sovereignty, with freedom to create. For that is who we are. We are creators. And without that freedom, we live lives of desperation. We live lives that are pointless for the soul's nature, which is to grow, to experience, and to return to the love that we truly are. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this is in service to you as a light worker, a healer, a priestess, a helper. It is time for us to remember who we truly are and to not let the world drain us, no matter how kooky and crazy it's going to get, because it's getting that way and it will continue. We need to find each other, and we need to remember that it's an inside job. Everything in here is reflected out there, and we're co-creating it. So when we go inside and clarify our own minds of the obstructions to love's presence, we become a force of light, an anchor of light. We become the love we wish to see in the world, and that is more powerful than thousands of people scrambling around in fear. So remember, sisters and brothers, it is time to be the light and hold the light, to see what's out there and to turn back within and call forth the divine within, that you may be the light you wish to see in the world. With that, I will sign off for today, offering you much love and bright blessings. Until soon. Bye for now.